And welcome back. Shifting over to Real Hockey Talk right now on NBC Sports Radio. AM 1060, broadcasting from the Moon Saloon, 16554 North 83rd Avenue here in Peoria. Be sure to come out here. You know, we're here for another hour. If you can't make it down, doesn't matter. Come out here another time. Open till 2, full kitchen till 1, so you can get great food late. Right next to the Harkins Theaters over here at 83rd Avenue in Bell. So a lot to do. Go catch a movie, then come over here, get a late night snack, do dinner, then the movie. Good stuff. Good flexibility. But, you know, right now, obviously, a lot of excitement. Last year we covered the Phoenix Knights, Junior A club, plays out at AZ Ice Gilbert. And new coach, new general manager this year, Mike Bowman, is going to be joining us right now. And, of course, they have a little conditioning camp going on right now. And I think for today they are on the ice a little later tonight, so we'll talk to Mike about a little bit of that. But, Mike, very special thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, really looking forward to this. And obviously, you know, the change, having you come in this season. And talk a little bit about your past, some of the experience, because I know you've just had a great coaching career. And, you know, and I know you with the Arizona Hawks as well for a while. They're here out of Peoria. And a little bit about the experience you've had.
Well, first of all, I've been a hockey coach for about 18 years, so I've really enjoyed all levels that I've coached at, from U16 midgets to high school hockey to college club, and then most recently I've been in juniors. This is my third year coaching juniors. Started out in Casper, Wyoming of this league. It was a brand new team 2 years ago. We had some pretty good success there. And then looking for some more opportunity, I came down to Arizona last year to help out that program a good fit with the Hawks. And then this opportunity opened up over in Phoenix, so I jumped at the chance to become head coach and GM. Been a pretty, fun ride. You know, obviously, people that coach sports at this level, it's not it's not really about the money or a career. It's kind of about helping, younger players become better, also become better young men.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to see, and I know over the past few years with the Knights, some of the guys have moved on, to the college level, NCAA teams, and it's great hockey. And, the recruiting process that goes on. We learned a little bit about that last year. But how's that working? I mean, now you have the conditioning camp now. I know the main camp is next month there in September. But, how do you go about scouting? I mean, are you scouting across the country, across the world even, or focus more on local? How's that sort of working out for you and your staff?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start to answer this question, then I'll pass you over to Paul, who's our assistant GM and VP of hockey operations, to talk a little bit more about the scouting. But it's just pay-to-play level, which pay-to-play junior hockey is probably about 90% of junior hockey, where you got to actually pay a tuition to be able to play. There's a lot of travel involved. Scouting showcases over the summer, so kids will sign up for a showcase in Denver, Las Vegas, Chicago, Detroit, Boston. And basically, you go, you travel to these places, you watch them play, you speak with them after the game, you try to keep a relationship throughout the next couple of weeks, and hopefully, you can sign them. So it's pretty much traveling all over the country from March or April right up until August. So it's been pretty busy. It's been a grind, but that's kind of the nature of the beast. And Paul will explain a little bit more to you about the scouting network that that we've put in place.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Paul. Paul Laberge, correct?
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks for joining us as well. And so I mean, regarding scouting, as Mike started bringing up and alluding to there, what more could you tell us about the process, that the Knights do, without giving anything away to some of the other teams?
Right. Basically, we have most of our scouts we have across North America. We have about 6 in Canada. We have 3 in the U.S. And basically, the reason why we have some more scouts in Canada, we're trying to get our name out there more. Trying to advertise our league a little bit more and trying to bring more players. We're in the middle of working with the Europe Scouts at the moment, and we're just trying to get more players to our program. And
absolutely,
can't be at the rink with all of these players. There's a lot of leagues going on, I can't be at all these places, unfortunately. So you need other people to help you out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, Paul, is this also your first year with the Knights as well, or if so, what organizations have you been a part of?
I've been part of the Lloydminster back up in Canada in Alberta Junior Hockey League. I've been with the Lloydminster Bobcats. I have also helped out with the Lloydminster Junior B Bandits a little bit. Also coached Pee Wee hockey, bantam. I did some courses over a couple of years. I myself have about 15 years of playing. I had to quit hockey at the age of 17. I had too many concussions. I had 3 before the age of 17.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's when I started my coaching. And then I just fell in love with coaching, and I went up for a little bit, and then when I aged probably about 20, that's when I started scouting for junior hockey.
Oh, no, absolutely. And for both Mike and Paul, and we'll give it to Mike first. As you said, he came out to Arizona last year. Any surprise with how big, youth hockey, and now with, the Knights that you're seeing, how junior hockey has really become out here? Because for so many years, even around the time the Coyotes moved here, around 96, youth hockey was already really booming here. And out here, people know it. But I think across the country, some knew, some didn't. But any surprise to you, Mike, when you first came out here around the rinks on how big this really was?
Actually, yeah, the number of youth organizations surprised me. Whenever I was in Peoria last season, to start to find out all the different youth organizations, and then all the high school, programs that are out there, in addition to, the AAA youth organizations and the Bobcats and the Coyotes. For metropolitan area, that is, in the Southwest, which was, we kind of consider, I don't want to say an experiment, but something the NHL really wanted to kind of push. They wanted the growth of hockey in the desert. I was shocked at the number of players that are participating. I will tell you as well that traveling throughout the country and being from, the eastern portion of the United States, no expectations that it was this big out here. I would expect roller hockey to be big out here, but ice hockey, with the hot temperatures year-round, and the increased cost of operating ice rinks, it was a real shock to me, the number of rinks, programs, and players out here. So, wasn't surprised.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. It's great how it's really been taking off for so many years and just keeps continuing to grow with all the USA Hockey registrations just picking up more and more. And, and now kind of going over to Paul, because involved with the scouting, because of how much we've seen the game grow out here and the youth hockey, they're, at AZI Gilbert, the leagues there and just across the valley, as Mike alluded to. Paul, are we seeing maybe this year at some of the camps, we'll see a lot of local talent there, and because of how great the talent's really picked up over the years here in Arizona, you think a roster that could shape up with a lot of local kids when all is said and done?
Oh, I would think so. Yeah. Unfortunately, I probably can't capture the best of it because I am new here. I don't have much experience down here in the South, but I'm from Canada, so from whatever I watched so far, I definitely see a lot of potential for kids around this area for sure. I have heard up north, there's a lot of kids. For example, when I went for my job shadow, the Calgary Hitmen, they had about 4 or 5 guys from Arizona go play major junior up in Canada. So that's right there. I think explains, there's a lot of talent in this city.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to jump in there and tell you that's kind of a goal of the program to have, anywhere between 5 and 10 local guys on the roster. That means that they're working harder at the youth level to being taught better, and they have their goals set in mind to be able to play junior hockey here, at least at the age of 16, 17, or 18, and then, perhaps move on to a higher junior league. If they play youth hockey till they're 18, then maybe they play here for a year or two to try to get a good look at a D3, a D3 NCAA school or something along those lines. But that's the goal of the program. Without the local support, that's a lot tougher to operate. So you always want to see guys coming up from within.
Oh, yeah, and we're speaking with Phoenix Knights Junior A head coach, general manager Mike Bowman, and VP of Hockey Operations, assistant GM Paul Laberge. And, Mike, this weekend, of course, we have a conditioning camp going on. And I believe for today, and I could be wrong, the team, they still go on the ice later tonight. Isn't that around 5 o'clock?
It's 5 o'clock. And it's a conditioning camp. It's not specifically for juniors. It's actually any players ages 14 and up. And so we're just trying to get them ready for their season. You know, they're going to have practices and everything coming up for their own teams. Just trying to get them, let them see where they're at and what they need to work on so that when they hit the ground or hit the ice for their team, they'll be in good stride.
Oh, yeah, and that's great. And then next month you have the main training camp there for the Knights. And how does that work out? I mean, with players you bring in from scouting, is that situation where it's really those guys and they register, come in, or is it this type of situation where, kids that are at that age level and maybe at that playing level could decide, hey, I want to come see if I could try out, make the team? I mean, is it something that anyone with that experience might be able to do, or is it something where they need to be invited in there?
Oh, no, it's an open camp. We use it as our main camp. Some teams prefer to have their main camp closed. We like to have ours open. So the idea is to bring in anywhere from 16 to 20 guys that already have contracts, and then anywhere from 5 to 10 guys or even more that are looking to also make the roster. So it'll be a combination of guys that we've already been in touch with and we've signed deals with, as well as some players that are just coming out to see if they can play at this level. So we encourage both. And it ends up being a pretty competitive camp that way.
Oh, that's great stuff. And also, Mike, my understanding is you might be bringing in more of an analytical approach to the organization. If that's the case, maybe if you could elaborate a little bit on that and sort of what your coaching style is.
Yeah, I'll touch on my coaching style, and then I can obviously defer to Paul for the analytics, something that he's
sure.
Experience. As far as coaching style goes, and Paul and I were just talking about this. If I've got some players that are athletic and coachable and disciplined, the sky's the limit for how we can make sure that they get their game to the point where they can move on to the next level. So all the players are different. You got your skilled players, you got your playmakers, you got some scorers, and you have some defensive-minded people. You don't want to try to change anybody's game unless there's some faults in it. What you want to try to do is bring out their strengths so that when teams are looking for a player that has their abilities at the next level, they're at the best of they're at the top of their game. So instead of trying to make everybody be the same player, try to draw out the strengths that they bring in so that they're the best at it and they can get recognized for it. A north-south game, we like everybody to play in every zone. So offensive zone, neutral zone, defensive zone. We'll make sure we're getting 5 guys moving up the ice, 5 guys coming back. It ends up being a much better situation, and the team usually has more success. So when it comes to the analytics here, I'm going to pass you over to Paul, and you can probably go a little more in depth on that.
Yeah, with an analytics, I took a course with Sports Management Worldwide, and basically it's an online course. And we had guys all around the NHL, even the major juniors, kind of come in and kind of, give us more depth about how it works. And they just kind of told us, it would be a great way for Junior A, get places started as Junior A. And so once I got hired by Mike, I thought it was a great opportunity to come, to bring to the Knights. I'm not totally, say that we can pick a team from the computer. We're going to also need our scouts to go out there and scout with the naked eye. But with an analytics, what can really help our team, like what Mike was saying, is the weakness and the strength of our team and other teams as well. So it can help us match up with other teams' lines. It can also help us with trades. We can also, contact Mike and be curious, let him know, other things to help him in the game, in the situation. And analytics as well. We have one guy in Ontario who's going to be watching video. He's going to be helping us out. He's also going to be watching the video from home, and he's going to be contacting me. So basically, analytics, we're going to be focusing on whatever Mike tells us to in his coaching style.
Oh, that's great. Just the way everything has really come along. And, as we see, with the Coyotes here, you said, with Jeff Chaika, taking over as their general manager as well, with a big emphasis on that with analytics. And it's just awesome to see, how far everything is just continuing to move forward. And, Mike Bowman, head coach, general manager, and then, of course, VP of Hockey Operations and assistant general manager. We have Paul Laberge. And, guys, very special thanks for joining us today on Real Hockey Talk. I look forward to getting out there to Gilbert, meeting you guys face-to-face. We haven't met yet, and covering the team throughout the year.
Yeah, we look forward to establishing a relationship. We want to make sure that we're out there in the community. People know who we are. We know who they are, and ends up being a great opportunity for a lot of people to make some new friends and to learn. So, good experience.
Absolutely, and very special thanks, guys. Look forward to talking to you again soon. And good luck here the rest of conditioning camp and then main camp coming up next month. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it will be here before we know it. Time will fly, and the season will be here. So very special thanks again, Mike Bowman, head coach, general manager, and Paul Laberge, VP of Hockey Operations, assistant GM there with the Phoenix Knights.